Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Lola if you're watching on YouTube, and welcome back to Simply Frugal if you're watching me on Facebook. Happy Monday. Today I'm going to be making for you some combination fried rice. When you make fried rice, you can make chicken fried rice, pork fried rice, shrimp fried rice. You can even make ham fried rice, whatever extra meat you have lying around, that's what you make it with. When I do meal preps on Monday, meaning that I buy a family pack of meat, and from the family pack of meat, because it's cheaper, I separate it into smaller packages. When I do that, I usually, like this is pork, I will take one pork chop out and I will put it in a Ziploc sandwich bag seasoned with soy sauce, sesame seed oil, a little fresh garlic, and whatever seasonings I choose. I do regular seasoning salt and garlic powder. So I do that to my pork, and I always keep in a Ziploc bag also a boneless chicken thigh. I cut them up into big bite-sized pieces. I'll season that as well, and I keep a few extra shrimp when I package my meat because I always want it around to make fried rice when I want to. Last night I made some rice, some steamed rice, because we ate it with some gravy. So I put this in the refrigerator for today. It's not that much, it's a little, but it's enough for me and my son. When you make rice the night before, just make a little extra and you can have some for the next day. If you eat it within a day or two, within 2 days in the refrigerator, it'll be nice and good. You want it to be pre-cooked at least the night before or a couple of hours before, because you want some of the moisture to be absorbed by the rice. So I'm going to go ahead, I have a pan heating. I'm going to go ahead and put some oil there. Whatever oil you want to use, I'm using olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and heat my pan up. Again, the meat was seasoned with soy sauce, sesame seed oil, fresh garlic, and seasoning salt. You can use whatever seasonings you like. And what you see in here is soy sauce, not chicken blood. So this is one thigh cut up. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my pan. You want to cook the meat first. And this is my pork. You can mix it all together because it's all going in the same pot anyway. So you want to get that good and cooked. The shrimp you add last because it takes a little less time to cook, of course. You want your pan hot because you don't want it to burn, because you want this to cook instead of start giving you a liquid off because the pan is too cold. So you're going to go ahead and brown this. While this is browning, I'm going to be putting inside my fried rice some frozen peas and carrots. You can use mixed vegetables, peas and carrots, just peas or just carrots, or whatever frozen vegetables you have offhand. Frozen vegetables are best. And I'm going to put some chopped green scallions. You don't have to put that in there, but I do. And if you didn't know this, if you keep cutting the tips but keep this in water, the tips will keep growing up and you'll have constant green onions growing. You want to change the water once a week. Keep it in a warm, like in a sunny place, but they'll keep growing for you. So I'm going to put some peas and carrots in there, about 1/4 of a cup or as much as you want. And I'm going to put some sliced onions to garnish at the end. And you want to put, I'm going to put 2 scrambled eggs in mine. You want to scramble as many eggs as you want. This is going to go in. This is going to be cooked on the side, or you can cook it in a different pan, scrambled eggs, and then add it at the end. But this is 2 eggs that I scrambled in a bowl. I'm making it in this pan because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, and my stove doesn't have a good angle. So you can put whatever kind of meat you want in it, be it just chicken, be it just shrimp, whatever you choose. This is a good way to, this is even a good way to use up like chicken you cooked the night before. You just want to chop it in pieces, whatever you made, and then you make some fried rice out of it. You want to make sure you cook the meat thoroughly. Sesame seed oil. I added sesame seed oil, but you have to be careful because it's really strong in taste. So you want to add a little bit at a time, and you can kind of gauge how much you want. But it can be very pungent in taste, so be careful. Soy sauce, if you don't want too much salt, they have a low sodium soy sauce. Every time I make rice, I make extra rice so that the next day or the day after I can make some fried rice. So now that my chicken is almost half done, I'm going to go ahead and put the shrimp in. You can use small shrimp, large shrimp, whatever you have offhand. I like to keep kitchen scissors to open things easily. Keep gauging my pans to get hot and cold. You want to keep the pan fairly hot without it burning. And if you want to cook each individual meat separately, you can. I don't because it's all going in the same dish anyway. And I want a flavor from each meat inside my rice, so when the meats are done, I'm going to pull them out to the side and put them on a plate. You want the shrimp to be like a little over half done when you pull them out because you don't want them to get rubbery. But you don't want them to be undercooked either. So now that my shrimp are like a little over half done, I'm going to pull all the meat out. And I'm going to put it on a plate to the side. You want to leave all the little drippings in the pan because that's going to give your rice flavor. I prefer to use chicken thighs because the breast is a little more dry, but if that's what you like, that's fine. And chicken thighs to me have a little more flavor. And if you can add as much or as little oil as you want, but you want the rice coated in oil. So this is my rice. I'm going to add my rice to the hot pan. If you need to add a little more oil, you can. You want to brown the rice or kind of like toast it in your hot pan or the oil. going to add pepper to my rice, fresh ground pepper. You add whatever seasonings you want, preferably salt, pepper, even seasoned salt, and garlic powder. You want to keep your pan, like I say, fairly hot. I just have to be reminding myself of that. This is really simple to make. It takes like a few, not even like 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, but about 15 minutes. It's taking me longer now because I'm explaining to you each step, but it takes like 15, 20 minutes max. So you're kind of like toasting the rice, not toasting, but getting a little sear on it, maybe I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and add some soy sauce. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons soy sauce. You add as much or little as you want. You add some and then you taste it when everything comes together, and if it seems like not enough, you add more. You want to add less at first because once you add it, you can't take it away. So add a little bit, add a little less than you think it might need at first, and then you go back and taste it. I already know about how much I add because I've made it so many times. So I put about 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. And I'm going to add a little sesame oil. I already added some to my meat, so I'm going to add very little. If you have ginger powder, you can add ginger powder. You don't have to. Or even Chinese spice. So you're mixing, you want to get the soy sauce nice and coated on your rice. And I'm going to add fresh garlic, but you don't add it to the end because you don't want it to burn. So I'm going to make a hole in the center. And in the center is where I'm going to put my 2 scrambled eggs. You can make it in a separate pot if you like, if that's what you're more comfortable with. But I just move my rice to the side and I put the eggs in the center. And I scramble them there. And while that's scrambling, I'm going to get some of my frozen vegetables. These are frozen peas and carrots. And I'm going to sprinkle them around the sides. If they fall in the eggs, it doesn't matter. It's all going to mix together. Like I said, you can use whatever frozen vegetables you want. Put as little or as many as you want. I see natural. And you want to watch the eggs in the center. If any vegetables get in there, just put it to the side. It's easier for most people if they scramble the egg on the side. I like my eggs a little softer texture, so I always do it in here. I don't like the eggs to get dry. Keep watching your fire. Once it comes to this stage, you want to turn the fire down to more medium because you don't want to burn anything. So now that my eggs are scrambled, I'm going to bring everything together. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my fresh garlic. I'm adding about a tablespoon, not a heaping tablespoon, or maybe a heaping teaspoon, I should say. I'm adding a heaping teaspoon of garlic. That's probably like 3 cloves. You can add as little or as much as you want. I love garlic, so keep watching that fire that is not getting too hot or too cold. Right now it should be on medium heat. And also at this point, I'm adding my meat back in, all of it. If there's any juices in the plate, you want to get that in there too. You don't have to have a wok, but if you have one, it's even better. You want all these flavors blended together. the darkness of the rice depends on how much soy sauce you put. The more soy sauce you put, the darker the rice is in color. The less you put, the lighter the rice is in color. And the shrimp are going to completely finish cooking while I'm doing this. Wait, sorry. That's a lot of noise, and I'm blocking the camera. I apologize. Getting my plate ready. And you can serve this by itself. It's hearty enough to serve just by itself. Here, you're pretty much just blending the flavors and making sure the shrimp are cooked through. It's pretty much done. Want to make sure you keep your surface clean. Want to make sure you keep your hands washed and clean. I don't want to wash the dishes in front of you guys, so forgive me for the so this is pretty much done. And usually I will cover it and let it sit for a good 2 minutes to just the steam to just finish it off, all blending all the flavors and all that. But I'm going to serve up a plate now just so you can see. And I didn't have that much rice, so there's like the meat is drowning the rice. That's why I said this is a really hearty dish. So this will stand on its own without even any meat or anything on the side. You can make some frozen egg rolls if you want. Go ahead and cover this up. I usually, like I said, leave it covered for a couple of minutes. You don't have to, but that's just what I'm used to doing. And you just want to snip a couple of strands of your green onions up here, and that's just for garnish, not even necessary. If you don't want it, don't run out and get it if you don't have it. That's just for garnish basically, and it does give it a little flavor, but you add them at the end. I love onions, so so this is what my combination fried rice looks like in the end. You guys remember to have compassion for each other, show somebody that beautiful smile, and share love. Blessings, peace. Y'all make sure you come back. Remember to come back now.